little adventurer! Today I would like to tell you a story of lands and times long gone. There was once a mythical creature called Cosplay, and it was guarded by the people calling themselves nerds. They were of the angry kind, therefore they didn't like anybody new, they called others names, and they had high requirements for those who wanted to see the cosplay beast. But a few brave adventurers made it their quest to venture through the land, find the mythical creature called Cosplay, even if it meant fighting off mobs, now called fandom. And indeed they did, young apprentice. The brave travelers reached the Cosplay creature. Although they were tired, exhausted, with blood dripping down their swords, they still found their way to the Cosplay beast, and they even befriended him. The mythical Cosplay creature then awarded the brave adventurers with glue guns, soldering irons, super glue, needles, threads, and an endless river full of fabrics. I wish cosplay was really that exciting, although sometimes we do have to fight off mobs and stand for our right. But that's not the point of the story, is it? So here is my cosplay story. Although I may make more videos about this, we have to start from the beginning. And the beginning is year 2014. Firstly, I have to say that in Latvia there's only one convention. It is called Unicon. And in the year 2014 was the first time I went to a convention. Although I went as a peasant, which means I wasn't in costume, exactly this convention was the place where I first saw this magical world of costumes, which is called cosplay. And although some people look at the costumes and think, oh, it looks so beautiful, and I wish I could do that, my mind said, if a 15-year-old can do it, so can I. And I wonder how this is made and how it holds together. And so I went home and started researching costumes, and that's how easy it was. And then when I got back home, the quest for the perfect character began. I guess I should mention that, as you now understand, I'm a new cosplayer, which means that I started doing it only recently. I have made only 2 costumes. Technically one is still in progress. Anyway, back to the costume creation process. Since I do not watch animes, because of reasons I will tell you in another video, the amount of costumes I could make with my limited amount of skill was slowly becoming smaller and smaller until I came to find lightning, which was my first costume. I was always a crafty and artsy kind of person. Therefore, some of the things I knew and I had the supplies at home. However, nobody in my family knows how to sew. Therefore, I had to learn how to sew on my own for the most part. And when sewing the first costume, I didn't have a sewing machine, so it was all made by hand. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way, because you only learn by doing, right? And if you sew by hand, you have more control over what you are doing. Regarding making the costume itself, it's really all trial and error. I was watching a lot of YouTube videos, DeviantArt pictures, and tutorials online. And one important thing I learned is that although there may not be a tutorial specifically for your costume, you should still watch them all regarding what you want to achieve, because some other costume may have similar details, but it wouldn't be called exactly the same. Another thing I understood while making the costumes is that you have to be a seamstress, a pattern maker, a leather worker, a designer, hairstylist, woodworker, carpenter, chemist, welder, electric engineer. And on top of that, you have to be a patient and resourceful person. It may seem as a lot for the first time, but don't be afraid because you will learn them over time. I didn't know how to make a LED light work for this. And one last advice, remember that there is no such thing as a perfect costume, because every costume, like every new day, is a challenge. I have accepted the challenge and I will move forward and conquer my way through the angry mobs of fandom. But will you join me and thousands and millions of people who have this as a hobby? It's up to you to decide. Thank you so much for watching, and if you would like to follow my adventures of cosplay, then feel free to follow me on Facebook, DeviantArt, and here on YouTube, because I will be making more videos talking about my cosplay experiences, also why I cosplay, and many other things. Bye!